Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Let's get to the preview for Scottsbluff at Omaha Gross Catholic. Tomorrow night, it's the Bearcats at the Cougars in Omaha with a spot in the Class B state championship game on the line. Scottsbluff head coach Judd Hall tells us why Gross is such a formidable opponent.
They're good on both sides of the ball, extremely good on both sides of the ball. I think they have the recipe that we're trying to accomplish as well. I think they can run the ball in November, and I think they're really good at stopping the run in November. So I think to be successful in the playoffs, you have to do those two things. And to this point through the season, they've shown that they can do that at a high level.
The Cougars are 11-0, the 2 seed, coming off a 42-6 home blowout win over York last week. They've scored 40 or more points 8 times this year. Meanwhile, defensively for Scottsbluff, they've pitched 3 shutouts in the last 5 weeks, including last week against Scott. Versatile linebacker Jace Wilkinson on keeping it simple and taking care of business.
We have to stop the run first, if anything, and then we just have to play fast and play hard all the way through.
Over on the offensive side of the ball, quarterback Braden Stoll coming off a career night last week in the win over Scott. He had over 200 yards rushing and scored all 5 touchdowns. No surprises really on what we're looking at offensively.
Their whole defense, they play fast, play very hard, so we got to match their intensity coming out of the start of the game and then just wear them down throughout the game.
Now, the coaching staff for Scottsbluff, tons of experience in these type big games, but for the players, this is all brand new as far as playing in a state semifinal, and Wilkinson had an interesting take on it.
It's the semis, and I feel honored to come back. It's kind of like a revenge tour for some of us. Me, Joe, and Tyson were the camera crew when we went to state with the older team.
The hay's in the barn at this point for the Bearcats, and all that's left to do is go out tomorrow night and earn a spot in the state title game.
You know, I think we have some nice wrinkles in order to take advantage of some of the things that they're doing. So I think if we go out and execute our game plan, take our chances or take our shots when we have them, I think we have a great chance to come out on top.
We'll have coverage tomorrow night from Bryan Stadium in Omaha starting at 5:30 on 107.3 The Trail. My colleague joins me. Kickoff at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Closing out quickly with some Cougar volleyball notes ahead of their trip to the national tournament. That'll be next week. Seedings and pairings announced today, and the Cougars get the number 4 overall seed in the bracket. They'll open against Blinn Junior College. That school out of Texas. That match next Thursday at 2 o'clock our time in the afternoon. The winner of that one will play again that night in the quarterfinals against either NJC or the host school there out of West Plains. Tonight at Cougar Palace, men's basketball with WNCC hosting Seward Community College out of Kansas. That'll tip off at 7 o'clock. That is the latest today from right here at the Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.